So today's project with the F350 truck, we have to get the glass ready to go down to the shop and get some window tint put on them. This truck has no tint on the windows at all, no factory tint, no aftermarket tint. So being as the owner does live at the beach where this truck will see a lot of sun, we're going to get everything tinted except the front windshield. The side glass is already done. The back window I showed you in the previous video, I did rebuild that and that's ready to go. The last thing I have to do is get the vent windows ready to go. This is an area where you spend a little bit of time, not a lot of money with materials, but time cleaning, painting, helps the look of the truck when it's finished. And I'll show you the difference. This is the window as it came out of the truck, and you can see all along this vertical it's got some rust. Around the frame that holds the glass in, it's got some rust, and you know, it's dirty, it's grungy, it's been in the truck since 1980. The inside of it looks nice, but it's dirty. So what we do, I've already got this other one apart. I've cleaned up the whole vertical, took all the paint off the outside edge. The inside I'm going to leave because it is nice. And I've washed all the original weather stripping. It's still soft and it's not cracked. It's in good shape. So we're gonna leave this in because it does fit well. And I've got the window frame itself out, and you have to be careful about taking this apart because if you snap this stud, you're kind of screwed. And you got to find another window frame. So I've got that all apart, and as you can see, I've cleaned up all around the frame itself. Took all the paint down, and we'll go ahead and we'll prime this, and we'll use some industrial gloss black. These were black to begin with, so we'll just use some gloss black paint. We'll get everything cleaned up and painted, and then I can take both the left and right side with the other glass down to the tint shop and get everything tinted, and then I'll be able to put these vent windows back together. Okay, I had done a little piece on the vent window frame assemblies before I had sent the glass out to get the tint done on it, and I didn't do a follow-up after I got everything painted and looking nice and put back together. So I'm going to give you a look at these. Here's the this one would be the passenger side. As you can see, I got the center divider that the door glass slides up and up and down in, painted black, and I cleaned up the frame for the vent window itself, and I painted it black like it was originally. I took the lock assemblies apart, cleaned everything, lubed everything so they work nice and smooth now. Lubed up the pivot spring, so everything works nice and smooth, just like they did when they were originally new, and they'll look really good once they go back in the doors. Alright, I didn't document this too much, really at all. What I'm replaced in here is this cable assembly. It goes from the steering column, wraps around and goes up inside the dash here, and it connects to the indicator for the dash. And I can move it here. See, it moves the indicator when you shift the gears, put it in different gears. So I had to take pretty much I had to take the instrument cluster out. So while I had it out, I cleaned everything up and I repainted all the needles so the gauges look nice and fresh now, and just made sure everything was clean. And yeah, so just another one of those little things we got to take care of on this truck. Alright, some of the things we need to get finished up on this truck now that we're down to the end of this project approaching is getting a lot of the hardware cleaned up and detailing out some of these items. So what we've got here, these are the hood hinges, and this is some of the hardware for the tailgate, the pivots, and what the latches, the latch strikers, and these are what the limit straps attach to. And most of these items will attach inside of here. But by cleaning all this stuff up and just giving it a spray, having everything coated, really gives the truck that finished detail that sets your project apart from others. Anybody can just take the parts and put them back on, but when you put dirty parts and greasy parts back on a nicely finished truck, it really detracts from the way it looks. Okay, so today one of the other things we're doing to this truck to just get the details on it and make it look nice when it's done, we're going to be spraying some new undercoating inside the rear wheel wells just to clean things up. I didn't mask anything off inside the wheel wells when I was doing the body work, so there is a lot of overspray in there from primer and just some, 40 years, 50 years worth of dust and grime and dirt and things that accumulated. So one thing I've done, I've gone in here and I've scraped the frame rail where the old undercoating was on here, and it was cracking and peeling in places, and it all came off pretty easily. So I got that cleaned up, and I cleaned up inside the wheel well areas somewhat. Anything that was loose I scraped off. Any of the original undercoating that was still attached well, I left. So what we're going to use is, I use a 3M product. It's called Body Schultz, and it's about the closest thing I've found to replicating the original undercoating in color and texture. So I like to use this product. It holds up well. It's a rubberized product, so it kind of helps with rock chips and things from dinging up inside the wheel wells and whatnot. So what we have is, this is the product here. It's a 3M Body Schultz rubberized undercoating, and it is a black in color. It is paintable once it's dry, if so pleased to do that. And it's applied with this gun here, and basically it just screws into the top of the bottle. You hook up your air hose and you spray away. It is kind of a messy job because of the texture and consistency of this product and the air pressure, and you're trying to get a certain look out of it, so it's spraying and it does splatter a lot. So I've got my wheel well opening taped out. I'm going to put some paper across it, and then I'm going to hook up my air hose and get up in there and start spraying. Now I won't be able to record any of this because couple reasons. I'm going to be up inside the wheel well, and there won't really be a way for me to get the camera in there to record any of this, and I don't want to get undercoating all over my camera. So unfortunately you won't get to watch me spray it, which is not really that exciting anyhow, but I will bring everybody back and show you the end result of the newly undercoated insides of the wheel wells, which will give them a nice black color inside, so everything will look nice and fresh when you do look inside those wheel wells. So it's the next day, and I've sprayed both wheel wells and the rear section back here of the bed corners where they had rotted out before, to try and protect them this time from any sort of rust. And as you can see, this is the end result after spraying in our Body Schultz protector, and it covers everything quite nicely. And it gives it a nice clean look when you look into the wheel well. You can see it's black in there. It's not all dirty looking. So I did spray some up in the front area up here too, behind the cab corners. Got that covered. Frame rail section covered here where it was all cracked and peeling off. I got both sides done. So that leaves that finished up. I did manage to get a piece of trim on, which I'm not going to show you yet, yesterday. And we're still working on the brakes. hopefully get the wheels back on this truck sometime today. Alright, so I wanted to show you the finished product of the vent windows that I did. And we've got them installed in the truck already. So you can see here everything's been repainted black. And the weather stripping fits back in here real nice. And everything went back together really well on these. So again, making sure your details are done right. Another thing we did to detail out, we got the wiper arms. Everything's dirty from me cleaning the bed out, but we took the wiper arms and they were looking a little grungy, so we cleaned them up, gave them a good scuffing, and gave them a spritz with some trim black to make them look nice again. Got those back installed on the truck. And again, we've been talking a lot about getting the details done. So as you can see, when you spend the time and clean your items and repolish your trim, repaint your vent windows, repaint your wiper arms, these are all things that even if you are subcontracting out your restoration, if you're working with a good guy like myself, a lot of these things are items that you can do at home. It saves your jobber time, it saves you money, and he's not having to worry about these things. As long as he's confident that you have the ability to redo these things in a manner that's going to present themselves well, then most shops won't have a problem with you taking on some of the smaller tasks, as long as you can get the items returned back to them in a timely manner, so that when they're ready to put them back in, they have them there and they're not waiting on you. Because one thing that most shops don't want to have to do is wait on pieces and parts that come back for the truck that they could have had refinished themselves within a few hours and put them on the truck. So keep those things in mind. And again, if you're doing your own vehicle, spend the time and do these things. If you spend the time and detail out all these little things, when you put your vehicle back together, it's going to make a big difference in the way it presents when you take it to a cruise-in or you take it to a show, as opposed to someone who's got a really, they've done all their body work and paint work, and they've had their interior done, engine looks nice, but the trim looks bad, the wiper arms are dull and faded, the vent windows are rusty, and the weather stripping looks terrible. It's really going to detract from the way your car looks. So that's all I've got to say about doing your details. I hope you got something out of this video. Again, if you haven't, please share the video with your friends and tell them to subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you'll see all the videos when they pop up here when I put them out. Send me a like, leave me some comments, tell me what you thought, and I'm going to see you again soon with some more on this project.